If you ever wanted a reminder that the 2000X era of Masters of the Universe is one of the most compelling eras of He-Man, then you gotta read Masters of the Universe, Icons of Evil, Tri-Klops. Triclops is no new villain. We know him and we think we've got a pretty good understanding of him, so this book takes the familiar villain and gives him a heavy and tragic origin story without stripping away what makes him so cool in the first place. It's not a flashy bad guy spotlight, but a sharp character piece that shows how a dangerous warrior is shaped by misfortune, ambition, and the often brutal world of Eternia. Icons of Evil is part of the 2000X/MV Creations continuity, the same broader comic lines connected to the 2002 era reinvention of Masters of the Universe. This continuity gives a little more edge to the He-Man mythos, with a good serving of dramatic seriousness and a stronger stress on backstory that you would not expect from a series that centers around action figures. Instead of showing Triclops as just another one of Skeletor's lackeys, this comic sheds some light on who he is, his own identity, and the journey that led him to Skeletor. The origin story of Triclops also emphasizes the cunning of Skeletor and the betrayal and cruelty that define his worldview. This is exactly why we need to explore this comic. It's a short but meaningful piece of storytelling in the universe of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and it captures the appeal of the 2000X continuity while centering Triclops. Now let's get into this awesome origin story. Lies and Betrayal. Our story begins with a weapons maker, a man of great brains running away from men who want to kill him because he builds weapons for their enemies. They grab him and almost kill him when they're stopped by a green-masked warrior. He expertly dodges their attack and lunges at them with his sword. One of the attackers shoots a powerful blast of magic towards his eyes, but that doesn't stop the warrior from pounding his fists into his skull. Once he takes care of all the attackers, the weapon maker approaches him and tells him that he recognizes the spell. He offers to make sure he's not completely blinded by the spell and rushes to contain it before it spreads and affects his other senses. The weapons maker is not offering help from the goodness of his heart, though. It's a quid pro quo situation. Years later, Keldor's eyes fall on a long technological tower guarded by impressively strong robots and technically advanced drones. The tower's immense technology and power invites his greed, and he desperately wants to make it his. During this time, Keldor only had two henchmen, Beastman and a weapons master who is not yet used to Keldor's recklessness. His weapons master asks him why he must risk everything for technology he already has and offers to replicate the weapons and machines surrounding the tower. Keldor, however, wants what's best. His weapon master's knowledge of technology is laughable, but the resources in the tower would make him virtually unstoppable. Keldor doesn't back down once he has his heart set on something, and one way or another, he wants the power of the tower. He unleashes every single power at his disposal to attack the tower and tells Beastman that he now has a chance to prove his usefulness. Keldor's attack is met with brutal resistance. The gigantic robots guarding the tower trample his troops without mercy. Despite that, Keldor attacks an entry point in the tower and heads in, taking out the robots and drones that stop him with sharp efficiency. Some fall to magic, some fall to his sharp blade. Inside the tower, the owner welcomes him, assuring him that he's not the first to try to claim his weapons technology. The owner of the tower is the weapons inventor we saw in the beginning, and the warrior who saved him now serves him as his personal bodyguard. Keldor is anything if not haughty, and he promises him that he will be the last. As Keldor attempts to hack away at the owner, the warrior stops him and a battle ensues. The owner assures him that though his bodyguard can't see, his skill with a sword is superior to Keldor's. Unfortunately for him though, Keldor doesn't use just his sword in this fight. He blasts the warrior with magic, causing him to fall. The warrior, now angrier than ever, lands a strong blow on Keldor's arm, drawing blood. The owner, impressed, notes that first blood belongs to his swordsman and asks Keldor if he's willing to die for the tower. Keldor says no and asks the warrior what his answer is to the question. The warrior is a man of few words though and continues the fight without giving in to Keldor's taunts. With another blast of magic, Keldor takes the warrior down and jumps on him, declaring that now he'll die, but the warrior kicks him away, saying he doesn't want to die at Keldor's hands. Keldor is delighted by the words, as he had assumed the warrior was mute, but the warrior disarms Keldor with his next attack before Keldor uses magic to get his weapon back. Though the warrior is holding himself well against Keldor, his use of magic stresses the weapon's inventor so much that he asks his warrior to stand back and opens a trap door. The warrior is too caught up in the fight to realize his master's command and falls into a deep hole alongside Keldor. At the bottom of the hole, Keldor uses his magic to brighten the place up and they begin the fight anew. This time though, Keldor's attack knocks out the warrior's helmet. Horrified, the warrior covers his eyes with his hands and shouts out that the magic must be contained. Amused, Keldor picks up the helmet and tells him that his master deceived him. He figures the weapons inventor wanted the warrior to think he saved him and wanted him to owe him and serve him, as he's quite wonderful with a sword. Even with his eyes closed, the warrior lunges at him while yelling that he's lying. Keldor assures him that he's not, as he recognizes the magic and that it would have dissipated if it had not been contained. He casts it away and tells him that the spell would take centuries to actually take away his vision. The magic gone from his sight, the warrior opens his eyes, and though damaged beyond repair, he can still see partially. Keldor offers to fix his vision using his magic and his master's technology in exchange for joining him in defeating his master. He reminds him that the wizard lied and deceived him. The warrior agrees and lets Keldor get him out of the well they had fallen into. Once they're in the tower owner's room again, the warrior kills the weapons inventor and teaches Keldor how to disengage the defense systems. Keldor let the warrior burn the tower down once his men had safely cleared out. Months later, the warrior gets a visor that has 3 eyes, earning him the name Tri-Klops. The visor gives him superhuman abilities like infrared vision, gamma vision, optical energy blasts, and as a bonus, Keldor also enhanced his armor, making it invulnerable to most attacks. Triclops is pleasantly surprised that it took them no time to build the visor and compliments Keldor's weapons master. Meanwhile, Keldor confides in Beastman that Triclops is an over-trusting fool, as the spell cast on him had to be contained, and if it wasn't, it would have continued to spread and rob him of other senses. The visor they gave him was created by the weapons inventor, who had been working on the device to contain the magic while allowing him to see. The same man Triclops had ruthlessly betrayed was faithfully working to help him. All Keldor did was add some minor enhancements to keep him subservient. And now, thanks to Keldor's clever plan, not only was Triclops thankful to him, he would serve him unquestioningly. And that's how Triclops came to serve Keldor. To be honest, the plot wasn't anything special, and it was kind of annoying that only Keldor and Beastman had names. Triclops' name before he earned the moniker wasn't ever used, and the weapons inventor and Keldor's weapons master went unnamed. And if that wasn't annoying enough, no mention was made about Triclops' past as a bounty hunter. For us, the one thing that makes Triclops such an interesting villain is his faithfulness to money and his willingness to serve anyone with the deepest pockets. Eliminating that felt unnecessary and barely gave any depth to Triclops. Keldor, however, got a better characterization as we got to know his quick wit and ability to plan out strategies within seconds. The art department nailed it on the head, and the action scenes are captivating. Unfortunately, the story just wasn't that great. That's just my opinion though. What did you think of Masters of the Universe, Icons of Evil, Triclops? Let us know in the comment section down below, and if you like this video, smash that like button like Keldor personally wronged you. We'll be back soon with more awesome stuff, so see you in the next one.